Hello students, welcome to Btech360. We all have a JEE main rank in hand, and at this point in time we are all working on trying to understand how do we use that to get into any of those courses, right? And we talk of all the NITs, GFTAs, IITs, of course through the JEE Advanced, and of course the IITs. But in the process, a lot of students have asked us questions on the BS/MS programs that are being offered at IITs. So this particular episode is about what are the kind of BS/MS programs that are being offered at IITs, how do you get into them, and what are the kind of placement prospects? Because remember, some of these BS/MS programs have far better placement outcomes as compared to even the B.Tech programs in many of these IITs. So we're going to limit ourselves to IITs and the BS/MS programs in these, which are dual degree programs, mind you, is what we're going to cover. And we'll talk about what are the kind of highest closing rank that you have, what are the kind of programs that are offered, what kind of placements will happen, and what kind of median salary and all you can expect from these particular programs. That is what we're working on. I must also thank Chitkara University for helping us put this together and ensuring that honest, truthful, data-driven journalism actually comes to all of you so that you can take a very good decision for yourself. Before I move further and start, showing you all this data, may I request you one small thing. Please subscribe to Btech360. Now on to the programs that we're talking of, which is BS and MS programs at IITs. So move further, there are about 7 IITs that offer the BS and MS programs at IITs. We're talking of 7 IITs which are offering BS and MS programs: Bombay, Kanpur, Madras, Kharagpur, Jodhpur, Patna and Roorkee. We'll discuss what are the programs offered by each of these institutions in terms of BSMS, and what does it take for you to be a part of the program and what kind of placement. So we're going to go one by one in this. Let's start with IIT Bombay. IIT Bombay, of course, established in 1958. It's the third best engineering college in the country. In my opinion, it's number 1, by the way. NR ranking is number 3. In my opinion, it should be number 1. And the programs that are offered, which is BS programs, are 4 of them. And the entrance exam with which you can get into that is only through JEE Advanced. So you're dealing with JOSA counseling, JEE Advanced core, right? And what are the 4 BS programs? These are the 4 BS programs that they have. BS Economics with 35 seats, BS Chemistry with 35 seats, BS Mathematics, which is a very, very good program, 25 seats, and BS Physics, 18 seats. So one of the things I tell you is that, if you're very keen on any of these subjects, like mathematics, for example, do the BS programs here, or there. We'll also at some point in time try to create a detailed video on the BS Mathematics programs across the country so that you can actually have it look at that. But that's a very good program out here. And all these, by the way, are 4-year programs. Like B.Tech, they are all 4-year programs. And the fee is very moderate at 8.59 lakh rupees for open category. And for SC/ST category, its tuition is fully waived. And as I said, eligibility is only JEE Advanced. So we're talking of 4 programs, and all put together about 70, 95, 113 seats is what you have. Now, as I said, chemistry, these are the 4 programs that you have. Now, we are also looking at placement. That's very important because, ultimately the student wants to understand that, if they finish the 4-year program, what are the prospects? What are the student outcomes that they genuinely expect? So, just to put things in context, for IIT Bombay, when you look at program-wise placement, and this data of 23-24, we don't have the latest one because we took it from their annual report, right? Now, but it gives you a comparison of how things move. Like if you take B.Tech, which is what most of you would work on, the 930 students were registered, 819 participated, 683 were placed, which is 83.39% placement, right? But the thing is, now if you now compare B.Tech with, for example, the BS program that we're dealing with, by the way, for M.Tech it's 83.5%, for MS Research it's 93%, for dual degree it is 79%, and for MSc, which is 2-year program, is 55%. But the BS program that we discussed, about 69 students registered, 60 were participated, 39 were placed, the placement percentage is 65%. Now that is what you're dealing with. The placement percentage is very decent here. When you come, like B.Des is 53% only. Dual degree B Design plus M Design is 40% only. M Design is 57%. MS Research exit degree is 14%, and so on and so forth. But what we're talking about is this particular thing. 60 students participated, 39 were placed. The placement percentage is 65%. Right. That's the first part of the thing. That there seems to be a decent placement of 65-70% on the BS program of IIT Bombay also. Now, when of course, the kind of placement that the kind of placement that happened. Now, this, by the way, the 4-year program that they have, the placement is 100% is what they claim based on some number, but median salary is 20.28 lakh rupees. But more importantly, this is what matters for you. How do you get into that? And I told you about 65% placement. We also know the median salary across the board. We don't have the median salary for only the BS program, but the placement percentage is decent. We know that. And maybe as we move along and start looking at the median salary of some of those institutes for which we actually have data, we'll be able to correlate the two, right? Now, what does it take for you to be there? In the JEE Advanced for BS Mathematics, the highest closing rank in the open category is 1067, which means you need to be right up there to get a chance to get into this program. For BS Economics, it's 2372. For BS Chemistry, it's 7228. And for BS Applied Geophysics, it's 8343. So, across the board, you need to be in the top 10 percentile of the open category to be a part of any of those things. In this particular case, you should be in the top 1.5 percentile also, right? So, it's quite competitive as far as mathematics is concerned, moving down to economics, chemistry, and then applied geophysics. In the EWS category, the highest closing rank is 397 category rank. In OBC NCL, it's 1018 is the highest closing rank. SC is 1147 SC category rank, and ST is 557 highest closing rank for the ST category. And the same thing moves forward downwards also, where you actually have the category wise rank for each of these 4 BS programs and how competitive it is. Now move to the next one, which is IIT Kanpur. IIT Kanpur offers 6 programs. It's the 5th best NRF, established in 1959. NRF ranking, engineering is 4th best engineering college in the country. It offers 6 BS programs, and of course here also it's through JEE Advanced score only, which is JOSA. So what are the 6 programs that they offer? They offer chemistry, earth sciences, economics, mathematics and scientific computing, physics, statistics and data science. So they actually have 6 BS programs, and they also have 2 dual degree programs, which is BSMS with MS in same department and BMS-MS with other departments. So within this you can actually deal with the dual degree program also, or you can actually finish it in 4 years and move out of the whole thing, right? Now, what are the placements that they have? Let's talk of first the fee. Now, these are the 6 programs that they have. BS Mathematics and Scientific Computing, 64 seats they have. Statistics and Data Science, 28 they have. Economics, 52 they have. Physics, 45 seats they have. Earth Sciences, 43, and Chemistry, 49. And all of 4-year programs, the fee is 8.93 lakh. For SC seats, tuition fee is fully waived. And JEE Advanced is the only pathway for you to get into it through the JOSA counseling. Right. Now, how do you look at the program in terms of enrollment? When you look at the enrollments, like B.Tech, for example, 3,832 students registered and 936 were enrolled. And similarly, 924 students were enrolled in the year 24-25 as far as B.Tech is concerned. In the BS program, 275 students were enrolled. So, quite simply, you actually have a decent number, almost 1/3 of the students who are being enrolled in IIT Kanpur at the undergrad level are the BS program students. So, it's quite substantial in terms of the number of students who are getting enrolled in IIT Kanpur. As far as BS programs is concerned, it's almost a quarter of, 1/3 of what a B.Tech program would have enrollment. Now, the placement statistics is very important for you, right? Now, for B.Tech program, the placement percentage is 86%. And for the BS program, the placement percentage is 76%. So not much different, mind you. By the way, this 76% is much more than many of the IITs where even at a B.Tech program, they have a 60-64% placement or even NITs and all. So what we are trying to say is that you should be extremely careful about how you use a rank. There's a great possibility that you will not get a good B.Tech program, but you might actually get a BS program in mathematics, computing, computational mathematics and those kind of things. And that might be a better option for you than choosing any branch because you only want to pursue a B.Tech. B.Tech doesn't give you a student outcome. It's a good degree, good learning that gets you a good student outcome, which is placement and good salary. And that might be a BS program, and that is something that we want you to look at. For example, MBA here gets only 68% placement, right? And MSc gets 63% placement. MSR gives 67%. MTech gets 73%. But BS program is getting 76% placement. Dual degree, by the way, gets you 90%. Dual degree is BSMS degree, mind you, right? And double major is getting you 96% degree. So this one, and this one are all to do with the BS program and an extension of that, which gets you that 76% going up to 96% and 90% also. So keep that in mind that once you have a JEE Advanced rank, how you use that is in your hands. Don't just say, I just want to do a B.Tech only. There is, at times you must actually exercise your option to say, can I do a BS program and then deal with that. Now, IIT Kanpur, you know the placements. This is across the board. 1,210 students, were admitted. 1,205 students graduated. 855 were placed. 257 opted for higher studies. 90% placement, and 21.7 lakh is a median salary. I always have a problem with so many students moving for higher studies, but maybe because it includes BS program also that it moves ahead, right? And this, by the way, is data for 24-25, which is the latest data available as per official government records, which have been filed with the Ministry of Education, Government of India, for the purpose of NIRF ranking, which is National Institutional Ranking Framework ranking, right? Now, what is the advanced higher score that you need to have to get into any of these 6 programs? Right, for BS Mathematics and Computing, you need highest closing rank in the open category was 1179. For Statistics and Data Science, it's 1270. So extremely competitive. We're talking of top 1.5 percentile in JEE Advanced. Right, BS Economics was 3310. Physics was 5691. Earth Sciences was 10108, and Chemistry was 10482. So we deal for any of these programs, you need to be in the top 10% for sure. And to get into mathematics or computing or statistics and data science, you need to be in the top 1.5 percentile through JEE Advanced also to stand a chance. The EWS category rank was 251 for mathematics and scientific computing. OBC NCL was 670, SC was 505, and ST was 249. For statistics and data science, EWS category rank was 232, 704 for OBC NCL, SC was 464, and ST was 238. And then you have the other thing also, please look at that very clearly. You can actually take a screenshot of this if you want to, right? By the way, we always calculate everything for gender male with no disability so that you can actually normalize the ranking and it makes sense for all of us. Now, the next institute that actually gives BS programs is IIT Jodhpur, established in 2008, and it offers 3 BS programs. And this also is through JOSA, through JEE Advanced score only. What are the 3 programs? You have Mathematics and Computing, Engineering Chemistry, and Engineering Physics. These are 3 programs that it offers, right? Mathematics and Computing, Engineering Chemistry, and Engineering Physics. Now, how many seats do they have? They have 20 seats in BS Physics with specialization. BS Chemistry with specialization is 20 seats. And Mathematics and Computing is a new program that they introduced this year. So we'll get to know how many seats are there, but they're introducing it this year. The duration for everyone is 4 years. The fee is 9.67 lakh. And JEE Advanced is the only pathway for you to get into these 3 programs. Now, what are the total placement when you look at it? The median salary of IIT Jodhpur is 13.6 per lakh. This also includes B.Tech, mind you. And they claim a 99.35% placement rate, right? But we don't know whether BS is included in that. That again creates a problem for me, but that's what the data is. So we're just presenting as it happens, right? And I do have a problem with this opting for higher studies of 117, which means a quarter of them are moving for higher studies, and that's where they show a 99% placement, which again creates a problem in my head because of after B.Tech, people typically don't go for higher studies. If you get a good job, they take on a job, gain the work experience, and then move for higher studies, right? Now, what is the highest score? You know, open category, what is the rank that you need to get into that? We don't have mathematics and computing, so we don't have a score at this point in time because it's a new course. But physics and with specialization is 15,185 and chemistry is 18,000. So we're dealing with the top 20 percentile students is what you'll get into. And for EWS 2478 was the highest closing rank. OBC NCL was 5988, 335 for SC and 1521 for ST for BS Physics. And 2659 for EWS for chemistry, 6135 for OBC NCL, 3406 for SC and 1485 for ST. The next one is IIT Kharagpur. They are a very good engineering college. They have 6 programs in BS programs. 6 programs they have. And by the way, it's the 5th best engineering college in the country, which is correct. It's one of the fairest ranking as far as Kharagpur is concerned. It's the 5th best engineering college in the country. And they also take students from JEE Advanced for the BS programs also. Now, what is the number of seats that they have? They have for chemistry 45 seats, economics 59 seats, physics 49 seats, maths and computing 69 seats, applied geology 52 seats, and exploration geophysics 45. And all of them are 4-year programs is what they look for. And the fee is 8.58 lakh rupees, JEE Advanced being the only pathway for you to get into this course. Right. Now, last year when you look at the placement statistics, they actually placed 85% of the students at 20.74 lakh rupees being the median salary. So, again, the only problem for, if you now look at it very closely, and this bothers me a lot, is that you actually have 880 students graduating, 438 were placed, 367 students moved for higher education. Now look at this thing, 40 students moved to 83 students, moved to 367 students. Now, in which world are we living in, where we essentially say that so many students are actually moving for higher education? And this creates a problem for me, but that is what the data is, that's what they're showing. And when you show that, when you actually move a lot of people out of the placement process, your median salary also shoots up, which is what happened. 20.74 lakh is the median salary based on the 24-25 data point. Right? So that's the thing. But anyway, the data is as it is. This is the data that's submitted to Government of India, so I can only present that and nothing else. That's what the data is. When you look at the placement at IIT Kharagpur, and we look at the 4-year BS degree, 151 students were registered for placement purposes, 90 were placed, and the placement percentage is 60%. Right? Now, if you now compare it with a B.Tech, 70% students were placed. Against dual degree, 69% students were placed. Against BR, 50% students were placed. And against MSc 5-year integrated, 63% students were placed. So essentially, we're dealing with a 60% placement, which is almost similar to even a B.Tech degree at IIT Kharagpur. And that is what you must remember. Right? Now, what is the rank that you need to be a part of it? For BS Mathematics and Computing, the highest closing rank was 1,336. For BS Economics, it's 6,063. For BS Physics, it's 10,939. For BS Chemistry, it's 12,321. For BS Exploration Geophysics, it's 12,443. And for BS Applied Geology, 13,685. Now, if you look at it as a category rank also, EWS was 270 for Mathematics and Computing, OBC NCL was 751 category rank, 565 for SC, and 342 for ST. And then for Economics and all, you actually have that. You can take a screenshot of that if you want it. But this is the highest closing rank of last year, which is the year ending 25. And we are talking of what is the highest closing rank in the open category or each category level, which got you a seat in that particular branch, in that particular program. Then you have IIT Madras. IIT Madras offers only 2 BS programs. And by the way, it's the topmost engineering college in the country based on NIRF ranking. In my opinion, it is Bombay, then Delhi, and then followed by Chennai, which is 3rd best. But anyway, this is the Government of India ranking, so I'm also presenting that to you. And the entrance exam is JEE Advanced score only. What are the 2 programs that they offer? They offer BS Physics and BS Biological Science, right? BS Physics and Biological Science. And they also have either BS and MS Biological, which is dual degree program. So the seats is 12 in Physics and 38 in the dual degree. These are 4-year program, these are 5-year program. The fee is 8.74 lakh here and it is 10.89 lakh here. And the eligibility is the ISAT examination here. And here for this, which is a 4-year program, it's a JEE Advanced, JOSA. Right. Now, for this, what is the highest closing rank when you look at it? For biological science, right, we're talking of CTC summary, the median salary was 22 lakh rupees and average is 22.8 lakh, which is very, very good. For BSc Physics, for dual degree program, we have a 20 lakh for the median salary and 22.8 lakh for the average salary. Now, when you compare it with the B.Tech program for that matter, you actually are dealing with 18 lakh rupees being the median salary and 30.1 being the average salary for that particular program. The B.Tech program that we have, which is an average, right? Now, all numbers here, what we've done is we've taken it from the annual report and tried to put a screenshot for you so that you understand that they're all authentic numbers that we're talking about. What is the highest closing rank in the open category that you need to be a part of this program? For BS Physics, 3,804, which means you need to be in the top 4 percentile of the country. And for BS Biological Science, 10,290, which means that you should be in the top 11-12 percentile of the country through JEE Advanced. And then you also have a category rank for BS Physics 1129 for EWS, 2420 category rank for OBC NCL, SC is 326 and ST is 1075. For BS Biological Science, the highest closing rank EWS is 1731 category rank, 4374 for OBC NCL, SC is 2472 and ST is 1264. The last one is IIT Roorkee, which offers 4 BS programs and of course through JEE Advanced. Now, what are the programs that they offer? BS Chemistry, BS Economics, BS Mathematics and BS Physics. They also have, these are programs, BS MS Chemical, so it's a dual degree program, BS MS Economics, BS MS Mathematics and Computing and BS MS Physics, right? And the program structure is, of course, it's 4 to 5 years depending on whether you want to do dual degree or you want to stop at some point in time. But this is program that you have, syllabus, course, everything would be here, right? Now, what are the number of seats that they have? Because all of them are dual degree, by the way, we are talking of BSMS programs, it's 5 years. The seats that you have is 49 for BSMS Mathematics and Computing, BSMS Economics is 33 seats, BSMS Physics is 27 seats, and BSMS Chemical Science is 35. But remember, you're locked in for 5 years when you go through this. The fee is 8.9 lakh for the Math and Computing, and for the 4-year program, and 11.12 for a 5-year program. If you do a 5-year program, as I said, it will get locked in. And the only pathway is JEE Advanced, as I keep telling you, right? Now, when you look at the placement statistics, For the BSMS program, only 5 registered for placement, 4 participated, and all 4 got placed. Right? Now, when you further look at anything else here, you actually have B.Tech where almost everyone participates for placement. But here, very few are participating for placement, which means that they might actually do a research and move up for study abroad, doing PhD also. That's a possibility, because if you see 13 students here registered for PhD also, for that matter. And a lot of students are registering for masters and everything. But the thing is, of the student who participated for placement, everyone was got placed. That is what they say, right? But the important thing is, why did so many students not participate for placement is something I don't know. There might be a deeper analysis that is required at some point in time. But there seems to be a placement also for the BSMS program. And I can tell you, if you do anything to do with math, even in the BS program, integrated, non-integrated, dual degree, non-dual degree, you do have a very, very fair chance of getting placed, even as compared to many of the B.Tech programs that you have. And the salary levels also would be very high, because in the age of AI, this subject would be much in demand and much in need, and you'll always be resilient and you'll always find a job. So that is what it is. Now, we all know the kind of salary that you have. 711 students were placed and 350 students opted for higher studies. Now, if you look at it, every time I keep saying this, at one point in time, you actually had 178 opting for higher studies. Now it's almost double to 356 in 2 years' time. So why are so many students moving for higher studies or opting out of placement process? For me, is a mystery. My simple opinion about this is my opinion, by the way, is that these students were not getting placed and they were forced to move for higher studies, or are being shown as having moved for higher studies. The fact is that they're not getting placed. So this 100% placement possibly is a big fat lie. But anyways, coming back to it, what is the highest closing rank that you need to get into any of these programs? BSMS Mathematics and Computing, in the open category, the highest closing rank was 1,513. For economics, it was 5,938. For physics, it was 10,171. And for MS Chemical Sciences, it is 11,130. So we need to be in the top 12 percentile of the country, JEE Advanced, to be a part of it. And here it should be in the top 2 percentile for BS Mathematics. And EWS is 288, highest closing rank. For Maths and Computing, 846 for OBC NCL, SC is 569, and ST was 450. Economics 824 for EWS category, 28447 category rank for OBC NCL, 2176 for SC, and 1064 for ST. For BSMS Physics, 1556 for EWS category, OBC NCL is 4586, 2773 for SC, and 1492 for ST. For Chemical Sciences, 1753 for EWS, 4943 for OBC NCL, SC is 2323, and 1309 for ST category. So that is the thing, you actually had about 7 IITs is what we talked of. The last one is Patna. They offer only one program, and that too through JEE Advanced only, IIT Patna. And what is the program? They have Maths and Computing. So if you notice very carefully, all these IITs who are offering a BS program are doing something with mathematics and computing. Maths is for sure there. 48 sheets is what they have, 4-year program, BS Mathematics and Computing. The fee is 9.67 to 10.46, and JEE Advanced is the route or pathway, right? They have 50 students as a strength. 50 students is the strength that they have. So that's the intake that they're dealing with. The placement was about 15 lakh rupees at 83.66% is what they claim across all the 4-year programs, by the way, remember that. And that's based on NRF 2026, which means it's been submitted to Government of India, Ministry of Education, for the purpose of ranking on an affidavit. And the placement is 83% and median salary is 15 lakh rupees is what they claim. Now, the important thing, as I told you, is that it's very important for you to understand how do you use a JEE Advanced rank. You might get any BTech, but is any BTech good than some of the BS programs that you have is something that you must consider and opt for. If you're only zeroing on only BTech programs, you might lose out on great opportunities of some of the BS programs which have a far better student outcome, far better learning, and you'll be extremely resilient and actually have a much greater career as you move ahead in your life. So that is something that we want you to consider. I hope this particular data set and this particular video helps you in widening your options, looking at more than just beyond BTech or looking at just BTech, and starting to look at courses that are being offered by elite institutions in the country, the best institutions in the country, in terms of what are the other programs that they offer, which are beyond the BTech programs, where you can actually use your JEE Main or JEE Advanced rank to get into some of the best programs in the country and the best institutions in the country. I must also thank Chitkara University again for helping us do this for the sake of the students and bring honest, truthful, transparent, data-driven journalism to every single student out. I hope this helps you. Thank you so much. Namaste.